Hi, my name is Abhishekh and today I am here to present my poster presentation for the year 2016, and I will be talking about my consumer behavior. The research methodology used in my assignment is SPI, which stands for Subjective Personal Introspection, where consumers analyze and identify their own behavior and describe their own consumption experiences. In order to identify what segment of consumer I belong to, I did a survey called Values and Lifestyle, which means WALS. WALS survey is designed to assess one's personality in order to determine the relationship between a person and the product he or she purchases. This is determined through questions about hobbies, demographics, attitudes, etc. When I took this survey, I got a primary classification of an experiencer and secondary classification of an innovator. For instance, I can be considered a perfect example of an experiencer because I am young, enthusiastic, and somewhat an impulsive buyer. I generally seek out excitement, make risky choices, and like to try new things. I also like to spend a large portion of my income on products that give me a sense of importance. These items are things such as fashion, accessories, entertainment, technology, things that make people consider me as cool. As far as innovator is concerned, I'm a very active person and my purchases reflects taste for niche products and service. Image is important to me, not as an evidence of status or power, but an expression of my taste and personalities. So now I would like to talk about influences and motivation. There are so many different factors that determine my preference towards specific product and brand. The most important influence in my life is my family. Family is the most important of the primary group and is the strongest source of influence in my case. I was always influenced by my father and I have been fascinated by the collection of watches he has, and it eventually made me buy watches. So effectively he has been my motivation behind my collection of watches. Second most important point is culture. Coming from a middle class family, my values go deep down to utilizing money the right way, you can say, and saving money as well. This inclines me to purchase products at discounts or at a lower price than usual. I believe in worthy purchases and think rationally before every purchase. Third element in my influences is aspirational growth. I like to fashion myself after leading Indian movie stars, following their style statement, their mannerism, which in my case makes that select group of people my aspirational group. For instance, when I saw my favorite Bollywood star Shah Rukh Khan wearing a jacket in one of my favorite movie, I had my eyes set on it and fortunately I was able to purchase it. And the fourth key influence which matters me the most is retail arousal. According to Jim Billete, environment is a physical surrounding in which decision making takes place. It includes physical objects, let it be the product themselves, the display stands in stores, and even the stores themselves. Special relationship, for example, the location of product in stores, the amount of space available within the stores, the location of the store actually, and the behavior of other people in the store. I think these factors of a retail outlet do matter to me. For me, there are various elements which matters me the most. For example, the music in the retail store, as it may increase or decrease my stimulus-seeking behavior, or it may affect my actual shopping time, product selection, and shopping volume. The actual volume of my shopping varies on the loudness and the softness of the music. Or factory factors such as scent, freshness, etc. and factors such as temperature may help in creating a holistic environment in a retail store. I often tend to choose stores that facilitates comfort and environmental control. For example, during summers, I would rather prefer to seek comfort in stores which has cooling facilities, and this kind of factors increases my exploratory tendency and sensation seeking behavior. And this type of environment really influences me to buy more and more. One of the key influence which I would like to point out is the current trend. I like to style myself with the current fashion which is ongoing. So in order to follow that pattern, I usually look up to my friends. So recently I bought a white sneakers, and which I saw my friends wearing it, and this influenced me a lot, and I bought it as soon as I came to know about it. Striking evidence is found in the diminished sense of self when possessions are intentionally or unintentionally stolen or broken. My personality as an experiencer and an innovator persuade me to purchase a motorbike. By my relationship with my bike is more than what a person would have with a random object. I purchased the bike because I wanted to explore, experience, and travel. This is not just justified my behavior as an experiencer, but also honed it. Now, when I do not have the possession of my bike in UK anymore, I feel a void inside myself. I can no longer pursue those short trips and late night rides. Uh, I don't feel my personality as an experiencer to be justified to that extent as it used to be. For instance, in my case, I own a gaudy pair of Armani sunglasses, which I wear everywhere I go. The people who have seen me occasionally and are not acquainted by my name, they refer to me as the guy with the Armani shades. In this case, the object that I possess has become a part of how I am identified. As in another case, a friend of mine who has love for photography is seen clicking pictures with his DSLR. Now, for the people who have seen him with a camera, he is a photographer guy. This is another example of an object becoming a part of a person's identity. Next, I would like to talk about possession that I have and it defines me. I am much more inclined towards product and brands that reflect my self-identity. For example, I wear watches which suits my personality, and such watches are only offered by very few brands. You can name like Fossil, Jaguar, and Omega. So effectively, I prefer brands which reflects my self-identity. This also makes me a brand loyal consumer sometimes because of the brand affiliation which is connected with the self concept. The next point which I would like to talk about is ethical consumption. Ethical consumption has been a rising topic in the past few years, and it is observed that the young generation usually follows it. As a consumer, I hold certain moral standards in my personal life which reflects in my choice of products as well. I consider myself to be an ethical consumer to some extent because I refrain from buying products which are produced by companies associated with illegal or unethical work culture. For example, when I read an article about Nike's alleged involvement in child labor, I stopped consuming Nike's product altogether. I avoid using pure leather products, and I try to opt for brands which support and contribute towards social responsibility. So now I would like to conclude with a few recommendations. I think the retail environment should consist of better salesmen who have better knowledge of the product, and the retailers should also focus on attractive display of product. This will encourage impulsive buyer to buy more. And secondly, for a buyer like me, whose purchase is influenced by aspirational group like Bollywood stars, for this I think that the brand should associate more with these stars and should have their own style This would really influence more impulsive buying. With this, I would like to end my poster presentation. Thank you.
चल